Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
They screaming peace when there ain't no peace. Israel prophesying in the streets. Look at me, the center of attention. Black Messiah coming with a vengeance. Coming with a vengeance. Black Messiah coming with a vengeance. They screaming peace, it ain't no peace. We prophesying in the streets. We're seeking peace in the streets of Babylon. Brandishing Glock 40s, tucking heat like a carry-on. Sinning against the fathers, got me sleeping, not napping on. Christ the King revealed, that's aerial phenomenon. Kicking against the pricks, lose your soul when that fire comes. We purify better than gold, got my Bible on. And that's all that I know, when Babylon gon' fall, watch it blow, ayy. Switching it up, the nation's gon' drink it, I'm talking the cup. Don't care what you thinking, believe in the gospel. God is thinking, the fires of heaven gon' gather for dinner. The ear of the flesh, the wicked, the sinner. Your mama, your sister, your daddy, your cousin. If they issue, if they mind, they don't repent.
What is sin? Make sure you know. Let's get what sin is. What you got? Come on, I'm gonna get it for you. What you got though? Tell me what it is.
Doing wrong things against God.
Okay, I'll take that. Read.
1 John chapter 3, verse 4. Whosoever committeth sin, transgresseth also the law. For sin is the transgression of the law.
Sin is the transgression, meaning the breaking of God's law. So that's why we went to captivity. Hold up, watch this. Leviticus, I know I'm getting you. Give me Leviticus chapter 26. 26 and verse 14. Because God told us, he told us in the book of Leviticus 26 and Deuteronomy 28. If we do the commandments, he's going to bless us. If we turn from his laws, we commit sin, he's going to punish us. Read.
Leviticus 26, verse 14. But if you would not hearken unto me, and would not do all these commandments, and if you shall despise my statutes, or if your soul abhor my judgment, so that you would not do all my commandments, but ye break my covenant, I will also do this unto you.
So now God said, if you break my covenant, meaning break his commandments, what he just brought out, 1 John, come on.
I will also do this unto you. I will even appoint over you terror.
So now we have terrorists that's ruling over us, which is the so-called white man. He's a terrorist. Remember, he has bombs in every single nation, every single country. If he wants to destroy us, he can. That's a terrorist. He goes over into other countries and bomb those countries and take their wealth. It brings it back to them. That's a terrorist. Not just the so-called Arabs. Hey, they known for doing that, but the biggest terrorist out of all of them is the so-called white man. Come on.
I will even appoint over you terror, consumption, in that burning age that shall consume the eyes. It's called sorrow of heart.
So, disease. Coronavirus, who came up with that? The so-called white man did. They sent it over what? To China. Now we got plagues going over there. Famine coming everywhere. Shortage of food right now. We have all those things about to come up on us in the last days, and God telling us to come back to the Bible. Read on.
And ye shall sow your seed in vain, for your enemy shall eat it.
Read verse 17.
Verse 17. And I will set my face against you, and you shall be slain before your enemies.
Okay, here we go, back to the enemies. God said we're going to be killed in front of our enemies. We're going to be slain. Our children, our wives, our husbands, our mothers, our fathers. God said that is going to happen. Read. The mark of the beast. There you go, right there. That's the mark of the beast right there. But hold up, finish that out. Yeah, we gonna get into it, sis. Read that. Finish that out.
And they that hate thee shall reign over you.
So they that hate us shall reign over us. Guess what? How are they gonna reign over us, sis? Tell me, how are the other nations going to reign over us? How is the nation going to rule over you? Controlling, right? How did they control us?
First they started here and they with the food.
There you go. All praise. They took our nationality away. First they got to the men, because the men are the protectors. They destroyed the men, broke the men down in front of the women. Do you know that they raped the men in front of the women, demasculating the men like they're doing today? You see homosexuality running rapidly, right? What? They doing the same thing. The same thing, but now they tell the men, you can be wherever you want, do whatever you want. Back then, that was forcing that upon us. But now they tell us, since we destroy as a nation of people, since we think we are the same people as they are, we're confused now. So now we're cross-dressing, going against God's laws. We're doing this and doing that. Now we're confused. All right. So that image, who is that? Hold up. Well, before we move on, I want to make sure you got it clear. Did you know who our enemies are? Who is our enemies?
Anybody against God.
Anybody against the Israelites. Right. The other nations outside the nation of Israel are our enemies. So again, go back. Give me that in Matthew. What's that? Matthew chapter 7. Love thy enemy as thyself. How do you love, sis? So you guys see it according to God. See, that's why this is one reason why we're supposed to congregate, because you'll learn what it did. These are basic things that we're supposed to be doing according to the laws. Those are moral laws and civil laws. How we're supposed to deal as a nation of people. Read on.
Matthew chapter. Matthew chapter 5, verse 44. Verse 43. You have heard that it have been said, thou shalt love thy neighbor and hate thy enemy.
So God said, you have heard that you should hate thy neighbor and thy enemy. Read.
But I say unto you, you love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you.
So now with us breaking down the scriptures, showing you who our true enemies are according to the Bible, which is the other nations, what do you think God is saying right here? Is he saying love those same nations that put us into captivity? They destroyed us as a nation of people. They took our heritage away? What is God saying? What is Christ saying? So you thought so. But let's see. Give me that in Deuteronomy. What you got? Now give me that in Deuteronomy first. Deuteronomy 22. Deuteronomy 22 and verse 5.
Bring it up.
We're going to see this is why we have to read the book of the laws. It was written for us so we can learn and get comfort. 22 and 5. No, 2021. 22 and 1. I know the wind blowing, but all praises. But this is how we are supposed to love one another. God, Christ is speaking, telling you to love your brother. Because guess what? Your neighbor, the neighbor against you is mostly going to be, because we in the hoods and ghettos. Our neighbor is mostly going to be the same person that looks exactly like us. The same person that going through the same affliction that we're going through. Right? Come on.
Deuteronomy 22 verse 1. Thou shalt not see thy brother's ox or his sheep go astray.
So it said your brother. Who is your brother?
Teach, John, teach.
That would be your relative, right?
Yeah.
Someone a closer kin to you. Come on, read.
Thou shalt not see thy brother's ox or his sheep go astray.
So you see some of your brother's sheep, right? Going astray. That's how you also, if you maybe put another mind, you see your neighbors. Child is going into the road, right? What you gonna do? You gonna go and get her? You ain't gonna just sit down and let the baby run out into traffic or somewhere eventually a car come by and hit the baby, right? You gonna run out there, hey, get your child, your baby out in the street. You gonna yell, try to save the baby, right? So God is saying the same thing with your neighbor, read.
And hide thyself from them. Thou shalt in any case bring them again unto thy brother.
So you're supposed to go and get that cattle, go and get that baby, because you may have a past conflict with that brother or that sister. And with you going and get the baby or bring the cattle back to them, now they're going to see you in a different way. Then now like, oh my God, I didn't like this sister, but this sister just help protect my baby and save my baby from getting hit, or save my animal from going astray and my money is gone. That was my work. That's what I used to do my garden or do my crops or wherever it may be. But now you save that animal, you save that baby. Read.
If thy brother be not nigh unto thee, or if thou know him not, then thou shalt bring it into thy own house, and it shall be with thee.
So if the baby, the family's not home, right? You take that baby or keep that cattle into your own house until they get back. Take care of it.
Right.
Just like it would be your own. Your own, look, if you have a child yourself or a baby brother, whoever it may be, you take care of that child. Or if you may have an animal, you may have a farm, you may have a dog, you take care of it, right?
Then thou shalt bring it into thy own house, and it shall be with thee until thy brother seek after it. And
So now the neighbor is seeking out, like, has anybody seen my baby? Has anybody seen my cattle? Where is it? You come out. Here you go, right here. It was out in the street. It was down the street. Now, I brought them in. I was just waiting for you to come back. How you think they're going to feel? They're going to be rejoiced, right? They're going to thank you so much. They're going to be thanking you.
Right.
Because you saved my baby. You saved my work. They're going to be joyful that thing. So the thing that they had before you and thought of you before, that's going to change. How you think that would change our community? It changed a lot. Because some brothers live next door to each other. They ready to kill them. But now they see, oh my, thank you very much, brother. You saved my baby. They're going to be very appreciative because you did that. You followed that law.
Right.
Read. Any more on that?
This is it.
Right. So all praises. So that's going to show you love your enemy. You got to give me that for Samuel, the one you was going to get. Now, you know who King David was, right?
Read up.
This is why we got to read our history. King David, King Saul. You know who those two are, right? See, hold up. Go back to Joshua real quick. This is why. Go back to Joshua 1 and 8 real quick.
Teach up, teach.
Listen. The book of Joshua. That's the book of Joshua.
Never mind. I'm thinking about John.
Okay. I'll praise. Read that real quick.
Joshua chapter 1 verse 8. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night.
So God said we're supposed to meditate in this book day and night. Every single day. Read 4 chapters a day. That's what we teach our brothers and sisters in the congregation. Read 4 chapters a day. If you can't read 4 chapters a day, call a sister. Tell the brothers, call a brother. Y'all go through precepts, laws and everything. Just like the law we just brought out. How to deal with our brothers. That's how we deal with amongst each other. Because years ago, I didn't know these brothers. But I can call on these brothers for anything, and guess what? They will watch over me. They got my back. So, read.
But thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein.
So God said that you may observe to do all that therein. We have to observe. We have to seek what's in here, what the Bible is really saying to us. What God is really saying to his chosen people. How we can come back to be that nation again. Read.
Then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success.
You see that? God says, as a nation of people, we come back to his laws, start to meditate, we're going to prosper. We're going to be that nation again. All right? So give me that in 1 Samuel.
Bring it up.
Read that.
1 Samuel chapter 18 verse 28. And Saul saw and knew that the Lord was with David, and that Michal, Saul's daughter, loved him.
So you see, so King David, he wasn't king yet, but he was the servant of King Saul. So Saul, he was jealous of David. Why? Because the people started to glorify him more than him. So he had a jealous spirit up over him. Right? Read.
And Saul was yet the more afraid of David. And Saul became David's enemy.
Hold on, he became what?
And Saul became David's enemy.
So King David, David and King Saul, they was brothers. They was of the same tribe. King David, he was from the tribe of Judah. King Saul, he was from the tribe of Benjamin. They of the same nation. They was brothers. All these men right here, they are our brothers. Sisters as well, because they come from the same tribe. They are our sisters. So it's the same way we have to deal with them. But read on.
And Saul was yet the more afraid of David, and Saul became David's enemy continually. That's it.
So all praises. So that's showing you in the history where it's showing you that of our nation, we can be enemies. But I just showed you an example and in another law that how we can deal with each other to actually be to love one another. So you remember Leviticus chapter 19, verse 17.
Bring it out.
We're not supposed to hate our brother in our heart, but what? Rebuke them. Show them the wrong. Show them the wrongdoing. What they did to us. We can't just have that hatred among each other. Because today, what we do now when we have hatred. Give me Hosea chapter 4 and verse 1. How do we hate each other today, sis? We do what? Well, let's see. Come on, read that.
Hosea chapter 4 verse 1. Hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel. For the Lord has a controversy with the inhabitants of the land.
So God said, you children of Israel, I have a problem with you. He told us, listen to his word, right? Come on.
Because there is no truth.
No what?
No truth.
According to the Bible, when you read Psalm chapter 19, it's 119, 132, it show you that the truth of God is the law. So the law is true. But God said now there's no law in our community. You can't go to the brother and say, thou should not kill, thou should not commit adultery. Our people don't care about that. Right. Why? Because they love sin. They used to doing sin. Right. So now they don't care about the law. But read on.
Nor mercy, nor knowledge of God in the land, by swearing and lying and killing.
And what?
And killing.
Just what you just said, sis. Killing. But God also said that it's other things among us that we're dealing with as a nation of people. And God has a problem with us, and that's why now we're in the condition that we're in.
Right.
So now, I ask you, how do we come back from that? Because first we was high, above all nations. Nations were bringing things to us. They were bringing their wealth to us. Just like the other nations, just like we do for the other nations, bring our wealth because they come into our community. They set up shop. They got the pawn shop. They got the loans, store loans. We have to come to them. The money that we make, we have to give back to them. Right. We don't profit out for none of this. But what they do, they don't live here in our community. They live in Madison. They live in Brandon. They live in Clinton. They live elsewhere.
Yeah, if we come together, we get a lot of change.
You say, well, how?
Come together.
I like that. Watch this. God even say that. Give me Zephaniah 2 and 1. Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. I'm glad that you just said that. So now, since you just said that, now you have to start doing it. So look at.
Working, but it might not be what y'all doing.
It sound like a.
It's my own thing.
Oh, you trying to do your own thing?
No, I ain't trying to do my own thing. I just said lately I've been doing my own thing. Talking to young women.
Mm-hmm.
Young than me. There's 2 females I know that died.
Mm-hmm.
Got killed. With a man, black man and that.
Mm-hmm.
To me that's crazy.
Right.
And before one of them got killed, me and her was actually in the same car, talking and stuff. I was telling her, well, maybe you need to change your life. You know what I'm saying? Listen to your parents. You know what I'm saying? Really get yourself together. Stop worrying about, relationships. Stop,
Get yourself right. Deal with yourself. And guess what? God said the same thing. But read this real quick.
Zephaniah chapter 2 verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation, not desire.
So as a nation, we are not desire amongst the other nations. We are not desire. We go and try to be amongst them, go to their schools, join their organizations, put on a show, on a character that we don't want to be just to fit in with them. But still, under all, we are not desirable. They hate us. They despise us. Why? Because who we are. The other nations, they know who we are. It's just we don't. Right. Now, going back on what you just said, give me Psalm chapter 119, what's that, 59, verse 59. And give me Sirach chapter 5 and verse 7 as well. So now, with you knowing, you can show other sisters as well. And you can try to do this for yourself. Come and check it out. Come and check it out this Saturday coming up. Check it out and see what we like. How the sisters are, how the brothers are, how we conduct ourselves among each other. You be the judge of it because we don't want you to just go off our own words. We want you to come and do your research. Go into the Bible. Is this brother really saying what he's saying? Is the Bible saying what he's saying? Is God really saying what he's saying? You have to do the research yourself. Read.
Psalms chapter 119, verse 59. I thought on my ways.
So now you got to think on your ways. Just like the sister you just said, you was telling the sister, think on your ways. Read.
And turn my feet unto thy testimonies.
Now you have to turn your feet unto the commandments of God. How are you supposed to walk now? Knowing who you are. You know you're Israel. You know you're an Israelite. You know that you know what you have to do now. And I'm going to get another law that you have to be doing right now. Come on.
I made haste and delayed not.
King David, this is King David. He said, I made haste and delayed not. Do what?
I made haste and delayed not to keep thy commandments. That's it.
So all praises. So King David, he turned to the laws of God quick. He knew that he did the wrong that he was doing, whatever he was doing, and he turned to the laws quick because he knows the wrath of God. He knows those things, but now we're showing our people what? Give me that in Sirach.
Sirach chapter 5, verse 7. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord.
Don't make no tarrying to turn to the Lord. You got to do that quickly. You got to make haste. Come on.
And put not off from day to day.
Don't put off from day to day. Well, I'm just gonna do it next week or a month from now. Well, let me do this first. Let me get my stuff together. No, do it right now. Right. Meditate on the scripture when you get home. Right. Look at some of those videos when you get home. Visit a website when you get home, sis. Do your research. And we have many examples of the daughters of Sarah. That's what we are, sisters, called the daughters of Sarah. Right. Read.
For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth.
Because guess what's coming? Destruction is coming to America. Destruction is coming to the other nations as well, because this is the end of days, sis. It's time for us to wake up. Right. Some of our people are still asleep, even those that know they are Israel. They are still
We used to scream black power while Haran was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are how men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.